everybody, this is Maria with SweetSerenityStamping.com, and I have this project for you today. Our really super cute little boxes, and they're actually divider boxes, so you can put something on this side and something on this side, and I think they just came out adorable. I had to kind of fiddle around with this box a little bit to try to figure out the dimensions that I wanted. I'm sure there's some boxes out there that are similar to these, but I came up with this box myself, trying to figure out what kind of box I wanted and how big I wanted it. The dimensions I forgot to get, so let me get those for you. 2 3/4 by 5 1/2, so really good sized boxes. Today I'm going to be showing you one that's similar to this. I would love to show you this one, and maybe that will be in a different video just to show you how to do the window opening, but for time's sake on the videos I couldn't show this to you, so but I will explain to you a little bit of how I did it in case you're interested. I took these oval framelits, they are from Stampin' Up, and I believe I took the 1, 2, 3rd one from the inside. So 1, 2, 3, 3rd one from the inside, and I took my piece of paper, I centered it, and I ran the framelit through my Big Shot and cut off this oval piece. I also have a window sheet that's behind it, and that is 2 3/4 by 4 1/2, and I took some sticky tape and went all around the corners of that window sheet, and I glued it to the inside of the box, and that's how I got the window. So if there's any questions or comments that anybody wants to ask me about this box, and if they need any help, please comment me below, and I will definitely get back to you and explain to you more how I did this if you're wanting to know that. So this one I made is for a happy birthday. I think it's great to give anybody, even a coworker that you know that is having a birthday, just something little to show them. This one, of course, says, "I love you," and it would be great to give that to your loved one. So anyways, I'm going to show you one that's similar to this. I will also show you my box that I had made to try to figure out my dimensions. This is basically, I called my prototype, trying to figure out how to do the dimensions and everything. This is it. I didn't want to open these. I just didn't want to open these boxes right now. They're so beautiful. I didn't want to open them up. I know I'm going to have to open them up because I have to put goodies inside them, but for now I just decided, you know what, I don't want to do that. So I'm going to show you, I'm just going to lay these back aside, and I'm going to show you my proto sample of my box. So this is it, and here's the lid. This is how it comes. It is a divider that you put inside the box, or you can just leave it like this if you want. If you have something bigger, you don't need to put the divider in there. I just chose to make a divider box because I think it's as cute as can be. Great for those really large Reese cups, the big Reese cups. I was going to go to the store and get some, however I forgot, but they will fit in here perfect. The little Debbie's brownies will fit in here great. You know, any little bits of candies, photos, anything that you can think of, imagination, leave it up to you as far as what you want to put in there. But right now, I'm going to show you how to make this box. And what I'm going to use today is going to be some old olive. And this piece here is 8 1/2 by 5 3/4, and we are going to do some scoring on this, which I will show you here in just a minute. We also have another piece, and this is going to be our divider. This piece is 8 1/4 by 2 3/4, and we'll also be doing scoring on this piece. And this is the lid, and I love this paper. You know, neon polka dots. Look at the other side of this paper. It's just so cute. And this side that we are going to be working with today, this paper line here is the new designer series papers from Stampin' Up, and this is called Sweet Taffy. This is in our new catalog that just came out in June. Ladies, you need to check this out. These papers that they just come out with are fabulous. This is what we are going to use today. So I'm going to get my trimmer and do a little bit of scoring with you guys today. Okay, so on our, what I call the box itself, okay, so on the 8 1/2 by 5 3/4 inch side, we are going to score at 1 1/2, and let's get that scored. And I press a little bit harder than you don't have to press that hard when you score, you really don't. I just like it. I just do that to make it as crisp as possible. And then you want to score at the 7 inch mark, Okay, and then you want to turn this over onto the 5 3/4 side, and you want to also, once again, at the 1.5 inch mark, you want to do a score line, and then you want to go to the 4 1/4 inch mark line, and you want to give a score right there. Okay, this is the only scoring that will be done on this piece, and I hope you can see my score lines. And we'll put that aside because next we want to get our divider out, which is the long piece, that 8 1/4 by 2 3/4. So we want to score at 2 3/4. Let me get that lined up right here. So 2 3/4. Then we want to move to the 4 1/8. And then we want to go to the 5 1/2 inch mark. And this here will be our divider, and you can see kind of see my score lines there. That will be our divider. So now we want to do a little bit of scoring on our lid, which is the 6 5/8 by 3 7/8, and all you want to do is score 1/2 inch on all 4 sides. So let's go ahead at the 1/2 inch mark, and we will score on all 4 sides. And this one, getting off of my line, not paying attention, and one more. Okay, so that I'm going to take my paper trimmer and I'm going to put it aside because we don't really need that anymore. So now I'm going to take what I call the bottom of the box, and not on the long side, ladies, stampers, on the short end of the box. Okay, so on the 5 3/4 end, we want to cut to our score line, to the score line, and we want to notch it. And I like to notch it just because I think it makes it easier for the box to fold. So we want to do that on these 2 sides, right here, and turn it around. And once again, we will do it on this side of the box. And take that notch out and do it one more time. I just think it makes for a cleaner box. Let's get this stuff out of the way. Now let's go ahead and we will fold on our score lines. And I forgot to get my bone folder. Let me get my bone folder. And I want to make sure that these are creased really well. Because when you make boxes, you want to make sure they're creased very good. You want to make sharp corners to make sure that that box looks very crisp and clean. You don't want a kind of a wonky box. So I'm going to furnish on all of my score lines. Okay. Now, we want these flaps to come in here and this to come up here. So what I want you to do is I want you to turn your paper over. And on these 4 flaps right here, these 2 and these 2, we're going to put some tape on it. I was going to use snail for purpose, sake of video, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use some sticky strip. This stuff isn't my favorite stuff, I will have to admit. It works fabulous. It really does. It works fabulous. Don't get me wrong. It's just sometimes it doesn't want to behave itself when we're doing a little bit of taping, and it takes a little bit of time to get this put on here. And so I will go ahead and keep working and putting this tape on. Yeah, sometimes it just doesn't want to behave itself because it's hard to get the red part of it off, the little strip part of it off. But this holds fabulous. You can probably also do this with some wet glue. Your Tumbo would be fine. And I lost my sorry there, I lost my little piece of tape. So anyway, let's get this done. I know this is probably boring you to death, but I just want to use the score tape. Not the score tape, I'm sorry, the sticky strip. There is something called score tape. that is out there that works just like this sticky strip. But either one, they both hold very well, as long as you have something that's strong, because you don't want your boxes to fall apart. So now that we have all of that on there, I'm going to go ahead and peel this tape off. Let's see how well it behaves for me today. Because sometimes this stuff doesn't want to come off just because we're filming. And it has a little bit of a mind of its own, but like I said, it works fantastic when you make boxes. So what I want to do is I want to put these to the inside. So we form our box like this. And line up your sides. And we'll do this one here. Okay, so that side is done. Like I said, that will not come apart because of the tape that you used. If you used, like I said, if you used something else, if I went to use my snail, it just wasn't going to work. It would fall apart. So I'm going to take off the last couple strips of tape. See, this is what I see. See, I tell you, sometimes it just doesn't want to behave itself. But like I said, great tape. Let's see if we can get this off. No, it's going to pull my box apart. Okay, let's try from the side. See if we can. There it is. There it comes. You little thing is giving me some hard time. I'll go ahead and put this side together and match up my sides there. And let's go ahead and get this last little bit off. But ladies, fear not. This tape is fantastic. And they like to cling on you too, the little red pieces. So anyways, let's get this lined up, our box. There we go. So this box will not come apart, trust me. I'm off a little bit. I don't know if you can see that, but there's just a hair I'm off a little bit, and that happens sometimes. Sometimes we don't always get it perfectly squared, but it's not a big deal. We'll just trim that off just a little bit. So basically, that is the bottom of our box. We already got that done. Yay! So the next piece I'm going to do is I'm going to take that divider piece. And what I want you to do is actually flip it over. You want to push it forward. And you're kind of going to do like a mountain valley fold. And you're going to take this. See how that's... Actually, this folds this way. And then this is your mountain fold right here, and then this is your valley fold right here, and I will show you what it looks like in just a second. So you have this kind of a shape, so there's your mountain, valley, and your mountain. This is our divider. Okay, this goes inside of our box, so we will go ahead and put that right inside there right now as we speak. And like I said, just push this over a little bit, and there is our divider in our box. It's great. So I'm going to move this over just a little bit, and we're going to work with the lid. So same thing kind of works with the lid, and I know it's kind of hard on this type of paper to see my score lines, but there is score lines coming up here. So where we marked our score lines, there's going to be a little box in each corner. I want you to clip into the corner of that box to the score line and notch out, just like we did the box, but you're doing the lid this time. So take that and notch it out. Okay, you're going to go the other side. This is exactly like we did our box, except for these are just a little bit smaller pieces. Like the corners are much smaller because I'm making the lid. And we'll just notch that out. So it's basically the same exact way that we make our box. We're making the lid. So now, as I said, you're going to have to flip it over, and you're going to want, let's go ahead and do this first. Let's go ahead and varnish all of our score lines. Make those lines crisp. I forgot to do that, and we want to go ahead and do that. So just varnish all of these. And I have one more. Oh, I love this designer series paper. It's just so cute. So now we have this piece of paper that's all scored. Now what you want to do is you want to flip it over, because you want to put glue on these flaps here. If you can see that. We're going to put glue on the green part of it. And then this will become our box lid. So now what we want to do is we want to, for this, You really don't need to, I don't know what I did with my, my snail. Hold on a minute, let me get my snail. I forgot all about my snail. Sorry about that. But you're going to want to turn it over, and you want to put a little bit of snail. For this part here, you can use snail because snail sticks fine to the paper. You just don't want to use the cardstock, you know, and use the snail. It won't hold, but this will hold, so you're fine. So just let's put this together, match up your corners, and match up this corner here. And we're going to do this corner here and this corner here. So now, if you want to just give them a good pressing, you can, and you can fold this over a little bit. Like I said, it's important to make sure that those folds are pretty good folds. And this becomes your box lid. There we go. Perfect. Voila! Very cute. I love those polka dots. Polka dots are adorable. So the next thing I want to do is I want to do a little bit of stamping. So remember I told you to get those, we have scrap paper. I don't know if I forgot to tell you in the beginning, but we also need a piece of old olive scrap and a piece of Whisper White scrap. I'm going to do a little bit of stamping on this old olive. And I'm going to use my StazOn today. And we will get that open. You know, see, you can tell everything is still brand new for me. I still have everything in here. I like to take care of my supplies. I still have all that stuff in there. But this is what I wanted to show you, because this here, I'm hoping you can see this. It's called something something, and I love this. This is another one of our new stamp sets. It's Stampin' Up! That we have in the new catalog. But it has hooray, hurrah, surprise, just a little something something, and let's celebrate. And I absolutely adore this set. I think it's so cute. This is the first time I'm using it. So I have a little bit of something something on my glass block, and I'm going to just do a little bit of stamping on my old olive. Now this is a brand new stamp, so I'm hoping that I get a good crease out of this, a good stamp out of it. So I'm just going to put that right here. And there it is. Just a little something something. I absolutely adore this. I love it. I love it. I love it. So we're going to move this out of the way. And I am going to get my extra large decorative label punch. I love this label punch. It's very, very pretty. And I'm going to cut my little bit of something something, kind of line that up a little bit, get it kind of straight and even, and get a little punch. Okay, and then I'm also going to do the same thing. I'm just going to punch one out with the Whisper White. And I am going to take this, and I want you to, if you can see this, there's a point here and a point here. And I want you to cut straight down the middle. And this is going to go behind our little something something. There's also two little edges, as you can see here, the points where we cut. Right here, there's a point there, and there's a point over here. I'm going to clip those off because sometimes they show, and we don't want those to show. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Get rid of those little things. And then I'm going to get some snail. And what I want to do is I want to take this and I want to back it like this with the white. So you don't have to put snail on the whole thing, just put a little bit on the bottom part. And then we will take this piece and we'll kind of line it up. I'm hoping I'm in frame, but we kind of line it up a little bit like this. And then I will take my next piece here and I'll do the same thing. And I will line it up here. Let me see if I can get that straight. And so now we have a little tag. I don't know if you've seen that. With a little bit of white. I like the white showing through. I think it gives it a better dimension. So now I want to go ahead and I want to get some dimensionals. And I'm going to put a few dimensionals on the back of this here. And let's pull those dimensionals off. You know what? I'm gonna instead of doing this right this very second, I'm gonna go get my ribbon first. I think it's easier if I do my ribbon first, and then I can decide where I want to put my little something something at. So I'm just getting a piece of ribbon, and I'm just going to snip some of it off. Hopefully that will be enough. And I'm going to put a little bow on this something something box. I think this is so cute. Hopefully I did a halfway decent bow. You know, take time on your bows when you do them. Don't do them quickly like I just did, because they're not the prettiest bows when you're in a hurry. And when you're doing taping and stuff, you kind of want to make it a little bit more prettier than what I just did. But anyways, it doesn't look totally bad, but it's not the best bow. But there you are. There's a little bow on there. If you want to make it a little bit tighter, feel free to make it a little bit tighter. You can do that. I just chose to put the little bit of bow. I can clip this end off a little bit. I just chose to make the bow. You can put it in the middle, slide it in the middle. You can slide it towards the top. I think I'm going to slide it more towards the top because I have my little bit of something something that I want to stick on here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out those dimensions here, the dimensionals, and get them on the box. I think maybe right here is kind of cute. So there you go, ladies. You can, like I said, you can take your ribbon and wrap it any way you want. Make sure, like I said, make sure you do a proper bow, because that bow is sad. But anyways, this is the other box I made, and I'll bring back in the other two I made previously. So you can see a little bit difference when you have the designer series paper versus the cardstock, and I think that's as cute as can be. And you can make this as fancy as you want. I just think it's cute all by itself, just the way it is. So ladies and stampers and gentlemen that are out there, thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I really, really appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I'd like to hear comments about my projects and see who's really liking them, and that would be great if you would do that. You can also go to, on the right hand side of my blog, there is a join this site, and please put your email address in there, and then you can follow me with all my projects. I will have a supply list at the bottom of this video also that you can click on there to buy your supplies. You can also go to the shop button at the top of my blog, and you can shop right through there. So I'm so happy that you guys took some time out of your day today to watch me make this video. I hope your day is going great, and I hope you have the rest of the week is a beautiful one. And until next time, I can't wait to see you all. Bye, everybody.